and you want to get some yams from your girl. And you start rubbing up on her, and she's like, God, I'm so tired. Get off me.
Had a long day.
You don't feel like that's rejection? I'm not. I'm not blaming you.
No. You're absolutely right. That is rejection.
That's
too.
rejection. And
it
guess
is.
what, Marcus?
My feelings are hurt.
Free. Oh no. I go in the mirror and cry.
I gotta take her to the counselor.
Okay.
I don't feel attractive.
And that's valid.
I play Mary J. Blige in the
Don't
rain.
be an asshole. Because you being an asshole. He being an asshole.
What the hell you talking about? Since I'm the only thing to talk about, been here from the start. Nah, I don't want your awards, keep your applause.
This might be a Patreon. Can't lose this one.
This is crazy.
We don't even have to put this out, so please.
No, it's fine.
Don't share what you don't want.
No, I don't care.
My Lord, she came out.
No, because I feel like this is a topic that, a lot of people probably can relate to, or if they decide to be honest with themselves.
My Lord. Okay, let's all woosah. All right. How do you know where this is gonna go?
Yeah. No, for real though. Like, for real.
All right. Shot of Discourse, Debtfreedeem. You know what it is. I'm here with
It's your girl, Yaaz going.
Free your man.
Brother Freeze in the building. And we have a shocking revelation. No, I'm just playing. But please take us through the topic of conversation today.
Okay, so I went to dinner with my stepfather today, and we were talking, and I was just like catching him up on like just life, you know what I'm saying? And even before I went to dinner with him, like the past week, I just been feeling like, I don't think I'm wife material. Like, I don't think that I'm a good, like, as much as I sit here and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm this person on like the pod. I mean, I am that person, but I feel like, nah, I got some shit with me. Like, I don't listen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I listen to what I want to listen to. Like, when I think about like support, like with my significant other or something of the sort, it's like, do I really support them and show up for them the way that they need, or am I showing up and supporting them the way that I want?
Yaaz, I feel like I'm no podcast bullcrap, but I just watched the clip today, and I didn't want to do it because I told you upstairs I didn't want to talk about relationships. I didn't want to do that today, bro. Remember that judge? She used to come on with like Joe Brown and all that stuff.
Yeah.
She's a black lady.
Yeah.
I think she's the most beautiful old woman. Like, she reminds me like with Felicia Rashad, like Cosby. Like, she just looks like that. I'm gonna put her image up, but she said exactly like those words. Like, she said it perfectly. Like, her and her husband, she was a lawyer, and I guess he's more like a strategist, political strategist, and she realized like how in a relationship she was good at just litigating. She hated her job though. But her husband was a person that just wanted to win. And he saw the vision for the family and how they could come together, but she was so combative.
Right.
When she finally gave up and was like, let me just be his piece, like the piece to the puzzle,
Right.
they started figuring it out. And he helped her become a judge in, I don't know if it was like Alabama or wherever the hell they were. And she said she only won that election by 6 votes because he was pushing her to continue to go knock. Oh, do a couple more houses tonight. Do a couple more houses. And she was about to like divorce him.
Right.
But she finally like gave in to that. Like,
gave
let
up
me
the
just
control.
do what this guy's telling me to do.
Right. Like, how much can it hurt?
Yeah.
If I just, so yeah, I'm like, and after having conversations, like, I just realized that as much as I say like I support or supported my significant others, I really didn't. And I'm like, the way that I show support is not the way that they needed me to be supportive. Okay. So when you think about that, you have these uncomfortable conversations and they tell you like, yo, I don't think you supported me. And I'm like, well, how do you get to that? Like, how do you get to you? Because I'm thinking that, okay, if I do A, B, C, in my mind, that's support. But then when you think about it and you hear somebody that they say like, no, this is what I mean by support. You know what I'm saying? So when I was talking to my stepfather, I was saying that to him and he was like, when you're in a relationship, whether it's a marriage or just a general relationship, he said, you have to be willing to listen. He was like, for you personally, talking about me, he was like, I know your mom is very independent, so you are hyper independent. He was like, but when you meet somebody, you have to trust them to be able to like lead or do whatever, you know what I'm saying, be able to be there. And I'm like, I said that word trust. I'm like, I have a problem with that. I have a problem with trusting that my partner is going to do whatever. Like, I don't think that my partner would ever put me and my child in a situation where we're in harm's way, but to let go and be like, okay, I trust you to make these decisions, and these are going to be the best decisions for us as a whole, is where I struggle. So then I'm like,
now, is that because you've been let down before, or is that just learned behavior?
I think it's a combination of all of that.
Learned behavior and been let down before.
Right. So being in you coming from a relationship where I gave up 100%, and he had 100% control, and I did whatever, and this might sound crazy to y'all, but I'm like, I did whatever, you know what I'm saying, it was told to do. Like, all right, cool, this is what we're going to go, this is what we're going to do, this is what we're going to do. And then when that relationship was over, I was lost. Like, because I became so codependent on that relationship that when I got out of it, when I say I was lost, like, lost.
This is going to be such a good topic because, like, I feel like there's so much trauma from our parents that we're in this area where women can't trust men. I'll say, like, I've even heard, like, my mom say to other women, girl, make sure you got this and this together because this might happen to you. And from, like, just like, you know, street culture, you don't know when your man's going to get locked up. You don't know when he's going to go to jail. You don't know when he's going to...
So you got to have all your ducks in a row.
You don't know when he's going to die. Make sure you have blah, blah. So I'm hearing that warning, and I'm like, why do you... Like, for a long time, I was like, why are you thinking that way? Why aren't we thinking, like, let's grow this business in my name, buy the house in this name, and make sure cash flow is coming from... I just... And like you said, I'm a logical person, but it was always play defense against what this man might do in a crazy way, rather than build up so that nothing can penetrate what's going on. So I'm always interested in that, like, where that train of thought comes from. But you're saying it's...
So for me, personally, the train of thought comes from my parents, the experiences that I've had.
Biological, right?
Yes, my biological parents, the experiences that I've had growing up and lack thereof, and then the two relationships that I've had. You know what I'm saying? So they molded me, even up until before I even got into those relationships. My experiences from what I've seen growing up is what got me to this point. So tough. I'm thinking that the way that I am is that's my norm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know anything different. I wasn't taught to be like partnership. I didn't see it. I didn't have marriage. I didn't see marriage growing up. I didn't even see relationships growing up. So it was all, you know what I'm saying? So
there
it's
were some examples though. We can't say that. Like, for me, I'll tell you, I didn't see marriages like healthy ones at all. But, like, I knew that Fresh Prince was out. I knew
right, but I mean,
Family
like,
Matters and
yeah,
those
but
things.
that's
like,
TV. So I don't.
It was that far.
I'm all in it for me. Like, TV, I don't believe everything I see. So it's just like, okay, that's TV. You guys are acting, but to have something tangible to touch and to experience.
Here's what I'll say. Did you feel at that time that was normal? The way that you saw real life, like day to day real. Yeah. I never thought my life was normal.
Well, I mean, I thought that I thought that it was normal because that was all I saw around me. So it wasn't just me going through this. Like,
your friends and all that stuff.
Yeah, like in the area that we were, this was norm. I
always thought it was crazy. Like, what you mean that's everybody? That's your baby dad? That's your baby dad? It was. I never heard like the word husband.
Yeah, no, I never. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So like, I never. Only place I saw that was TV. And before my mom watches and get pissed off at me, I don't think like my aunt, she got married, but like
Yeah. And like my great grandmother
going
and my
on?
great grandfather were married, but they were
That's far.
when I was
Yeah.
little, my great grandfather was already sick.
yeah,
So to see, like, you know, I know they loved each other, but to see like love and to see the household, how the household's going, and he didn't have that. You didn't. I didn't have that. My parents weren't together. My mom was a single mom, so my experiences were different. So to me, I'm looking at my mom and I'm saying, this is how I'm supposed to be.
got you.
This is how I'm supposed to operate. Nobody's telling me anything different.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody's telling me like, okay, no, you don't do this, or no, like this is how it's supposed
So
to
let's
be.
let's do this. So we know that it's learned behavior. Some
Right.
people kind of shy away from what their environment is, but some people just grow up and learn that this is the way life is, right?
Yeah.
But we're here now.
Right. Yeah.
So how do we? Because this is a good conversation to have for like some people that are looking for a relationship.
Right. Yeah.
Some younger women that like want to be a wife, but to me, I feel like it's a new environment of what
Yeah.
wife and husband is
Yep.
like now.
Yep.
So my thing is trust. Like, how do you not find a partner, but how do you know what good trust is? How do you know when to let go, and how do you know you found like somebody that loves you?
I think that's I think it starts with you. Like if you trust yourself, then you know that you'll be able to kind of if you do that internal, that self-work, and you know, okay, these are my boundaries, these are my non-negotiables, these are the characteristics of a person that I want, and these are the characteristics that I exhibit. I think that when you do that, it helps you kind of weed out. Now it's going to be trial and error. You're not going to be able to just sometimes it just you meet that person and it just works. Yeah. But you have to trust yourself that if it doesn't, and you're able to communicate that and be like, hey, let's, something's not right. Let me think about this. This might not be the one. But I think it really starts with doing that self-work and then surrounding yourself with people that show you that. You know what I'm saying? That exemplify that. Whether it's TV or whatever, like you need examples to say, okay, this is what I kind of need something to base it off of. You get what I'm saying? Like not idolize it.
But then I'm thinking like immediately social media shoots that crap down. Like before you even get to characteristics, and this is an argument that I keep having, right? I'm like, yo, write down 5 characteristics of a person you want. Right. And it's not physical. You got to get out this physical stuff.
It's not physical at all.
You know what I'm saying? It got to be how you feel with the person, how that person treats you, and then how do you see yourselves going through life together? Right. Write those things down. I don't think people do that at all. And then the other part you said, I don't even think people really love or understand themselves first in order to take on other people.
And that's what it is. Like it really starts with you. Like for me, I got to this point where now I have to unpack this. I don't want to be like that. And I'm realizing like, hold on, like, wait a minute. Like, you not, I know you want to think it, but you're not that. And it's okay. I'm not that yet, but I'm working to change the way that I thought before.
So I have the angle I kind of want to like poke at is that you said trial and error, right? Mm-hmm. Like, what about when people get tired of that process? And I think that's a lot of times where people are getting to like, I'm not wife material or I'm not husband material, is because they've tried numerous times or to whatever they feel is their limit, and now they're tired. They're like, yo, I don't want to go through this anymore. And additionally, when we use the example of the judge, right, is like, okay, I was trying to do it my way, and then I finally was just like, all right, let's try it, right? Let's try your way, and it blossomed, right? Like where people, is there a potential that people give up too easily on themselves in regard to finding potential mates and meeting that level?
If I could answer, I think it's one. Men are kind of not taking charge, meaning like we're not dating intentionally anymore. To me, back in the day, I'm just trying to have sex and I'm trying to like link up and blah blah. I'm fully guilty of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So until I was like got in a situation, I'm like, yo, I'm tired of this. This is getting kind of trash. Like, if I could get this, boom, 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 I'll put it up in the rafters. Eventually that happened. Now, marriage does not mean the work is over. You still got to bring this person over to the path of success, and they're trying to bring you over to a path of success as well.
Right.
So I think in order to like say, hey, you get tired of it, you can't really be tired of like trying to find the person to help you throughout life, right?
Or you can't be tired of this is the process.
Yes.
This is the process. This is what you're gonna go through this. Like everything is trial and error. You're gonna get tired of yourself sometimes, where it's like, oh my God, why can I not get this? Yeah. But you can't give up on yourself. You still gotta get up and you gotta go back to the drawing board and do it again. If you are in a relationship already, that's what you're gonna have to do. You're gonna try, and eventually, when y'all done, you know you're done. Yeah, but if you do not try, if you do not give it 100%,
I do have to say, hold on, we gotta be careful because some relationships you ain't gotta try.
Well, yeah, like, of course, right?
Yeah. Oh boy,
yeah, it ain't the one. And so that's what I'm saying. As men, this is from a man's standpoint, when you date a girl, be 100% intentional if you can, and don't waste your time with girls you don't like because that could be somebody else's something. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So if it doesn't hit the spark, if you're just using her body and stuff like that, my young dudes, that's just not what we got. It's not gonna yield anything. You know what I'm saying? Now, if chicks want to hook up and that's what they want to do, they in the season of that. Which is shout out to y'all new girls, because shoot, if I was back in this A&H, my lord.
Want y'all to experience life.
My lord.
No regrets by the time.
Don't give him that advice.
You don't want your future wife to have regrets before she gets married. So let her have.
Not if you Donkey Kong in it.
But why do you?
Before she meets you.
Why do you think she's gonna have regrets?
That's what girls do. Let me tell you the reason why girls. Let me tell you. Listen.
Oh.
Here we go.
We're trying to have a nice, serious conversation, but I'm gonna be honest. It's on the guys again. Imagine you are. You meet that guy, you fall in love. Mm-hmm. You're not abstinence, but he's just not cracking the eggs. He taking 2 minutes. He ain't got the right equipment for you. You're you know what I'm saying? You got the Megnies. You know what I'm saying? I think you should just be like, this is not my sexual compatibility. I know in the future I'm probably gonna, get slammed down in the mailroom in my office. Let me just not do this. That's what I'm saying. Leave that person alone. Let that person go to somebody that fits his lifestyle.
The one that's dating them or the person that is not fulfilled?
Let's say you start dating that person. Y'all not sexually. The woman is dating a guy. He has a lot of the characteristics she wants, but he just cannot perform the way she wants to. My advice is to leave him alone because you're going to get married to him and you're going to cheat on him.
We're not taking the time out to get them to realize how to get you off.
Let's all be honest.
Yes.
You know that at this point, there's no way he's gonna. He likes to do it missionary. He don't.
But you can.
He eats on Tuesday. Like he has this. Those guys. They're just weird, bro.
Yeah, but you can always get somebody out of the routine.
Really?
I feel like everybody's.
We're gonna put it on. We're gonna put it on the real. I'm telling you, them guys don't change. They're just weird, bro.
I don't know these
people. They're just
bro.
weird. Exactly. Then they're not for you, so you're never going to run into them. All I'm saying is, if that's that... Okay. Let's say, now for the guy. He gets with a girl, and she's shy. She don't want to do things or blah, blah. She's open to it. But you got to warm her up, start her up. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It'll get old starting up. Like, you better come up warmed up. Like, but she's willing to grow with you sexually. That's fine. As long as you open up the ends and do what you got to do. Like, that can work. That can grow. Just like a girl with a guy that's trying his best and he's going to be there potentially. But if he only has a tool that is not equipped for you.
Oh, you're talking about like if it's.
What do y'all think I'm talking about?
I thought you meant like his sex. He
I'm talking about all of that. His sex game is trash and he's not going to change. He's just like, look, I like missionary and I'm not changing.
Oh,
don't bring that back to me.
Yeah, if he wow.
You see what I'm saying?
I got $1 million.
Or he just he don't have what he's supposed to have for you, but he got what he have for somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, well, hopefully that person is honest in that, and he stands firm in that. I'm not changing, so that you don't.
No, they don't ever do that. They're just like,
that's
calm down, hot pussy. You know what I'm saying?
Who are you imagining, bro? I haven't ran into this type
Bro,
of
y'all,
individual.
it's on like almost every Tyler Perry movie. Like,
What? Tyler Perry? That's our point of reference?
no, first of all, sorry. I honestly really truly know some guys
Yep.
that when you tell them about some escapades, they be like, and you did what?
There you go.
Oh my
like
God.
turning your nose up.
To your wife?
Yikes.
Oh, okay. Well,
So I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
Okay.
if you a freak monster, get with a freak. Keith with a monster or frog. Like,
I
you see what I'm
I
saying?
get it. I get it.
Well, I feel like there is also the case, or a point to be argued, that there is a season where it's like, hey, let me just get all my freak out. I don't need to be...
nah.
I don't need to be Donkey Kong in the shower in the
You gotta
Bahamas
want a Donkey
for the
Kong
rest of my
shorty
life.
all the rest of your life.
I'm just saying that on the woman's side,
No.
there might be a season where they're like, hey, you know what? Let's have threesomes. Let's do all this kind of other
See
stuff.
how dumb, this is
and
how
they
dumb
get
that,
past it.
and we'll get back to, because I want to
No,
get back to this.
that's
This
fine.
is how dumb that mindset is, right?
Mhm.
Oh, let me go get my liberate my pussy, right?
Yeah, liberated.
So, how many times you gonna liberate your twat and you not getting slammed down? This guy doesn't know what to do. Like, how many times have you heard that story?
That they're willing to liberate and
The guy's
who they got,
trash.
and he's trash.
He don't count.
Maybe.
We've heard it in songs. He don't count. Then why'd you waste your time?
Yeah. Nah. I don't
Meanwhile, you could get Donkey Kong by one man
That's fair.
that can handle you. That's it. That's what I'm saying. Once you find that, make it work.
Yeah, but you still have to go through the process of finding that.
Which is, and that's what I'm saying. But we have to start letting go relationships a little bit faster.
Yeah, okay,
Because
yeah.
you have to have
We have,
connection.
yes,
You can't force it.
Of course.
Don't try to.
of course,
Yeah, you gotta have connection.
of course. But once that connection's not there,
You gotta be able to tell a good joke.
And
gotta get out of there.
And you gotta be able to make sure that if he impregnates you, that you don't have a deadbeat baby daddy.
Of course, he gotta be a good father.
you guys are learning. You guys are learning. Great.
Good
Great.
Hey, yo! Gotta have a good head on the shoulders.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I was thinking today,
Gotta know how to lead.
sorry to go through another tangent, but I was thinking today, like, if you have a child with somebody, you should have to be with them mandatory 5 years.
What?
American law. That would be so great. But you get a social worker, and then you get
Now you got the government in your business.
and then you got couples therapy.
But why do you need a?
If we're getting child support, they're already in here. So let's get it all together.
But why is that even a standard? That shit you
Because
should.
you need help. Couples therapy, a social worker, make sure the kid's okay.
I'm cool with couples therapy, but
Social worker,
I don't. Yeah, I don't
Make
like
sure
that.
the child is being raised in a safe environment.
nutrition,
Right.
all these type of great things. You don't, bro. But I digress. Now the other part, like, I feel like we're not corny people, right? So imagine you getting with a cornball type of guy.
Mm-hmm.
You be okay with that?
I would be.
Is
Not
it-
a guy, but, you know, a cornball woman. A cornball woman. That would be my type.
I hear you.
That mic is so far away from you. You scared
We'll
to
try
touch
the
the mic
best.
because he think it's going. He
We'll
think he's
try our
going
best.
break
You
it.
got to stop touching it. That's
Just
the
leave it right
You don't want
there.
to breathe too heavy on it. Yeah.
Nah, you
Oh
know,
my
we
God,
gonna
you're
turn you down.
fine.
You good.
It
But you
de-
see what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
with
no, I get what
compatibility?
you're saying, but it also depends on what's corny. Because certain things are like quirky, and it's like, oh, that makes you cute. It makes you attractive because you do that quirky thing.
Definitely.
So sometimes it just kind of depends.
Not for me. In high school, I was corny. I was playing Magic cards, Yu-Gi-Oh, all that type of stuff. Texas Hold'em. Girls thought I was corny. I'm up now. But, you know, I wasn't for them.
Yeah, I mean, I was corny.
I was
too.
going to church. People thought I was crazy.
I wasn't doing that, but
You know what I'm saying?
That's another environment
I
that
was-
you would hopefully see husbands or seeing a proper dynamic of
Where?
of marriage.
Nah,
the
you-
At
church?
church.
yeah.
Oh.
No, there was some good examples of husbands, but we were corny.
Yeah.
I
We're
don't
corny.
know. I don't know.
Telling cornballs, man. They didn't want the girls. They want
The
us.
church be having all types of like
And they be having some good people.
I'm not saying that they don't, but I'm saying
Good
like
mix.
for me, I would be more hesitant to see because I feel like the people that be going to church, they be lying to the Lord and to themselves.
Whatever.
Well, nobody's perfect, but
Yeah, they aren't perfect, but I don't
So
know.
now, so we're saying that compatibility is important, but I don't think we kind of tied the knot on how to build trust. Like, what does that look like now in this environment? Like, for me, building trust is just going through experiences,
Yeah,
and then you could be like, "Oh, I didn't know you respond like that." Like, I don't think it's like games you could play with trust.
it's a
No,
time
it's-
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you can't analyze all that in the first 2-3 months of dating. Like
No.
you have to experience some real stuff.
right.
And also a lot of people just worry about the during and not even about the after.
Okay.
So after you deal with some real stuff, whether it's family stuff, whether it's finances,
Yeah,
whether
family
it's
stuff.
whatever,
Jesus. Yeah.
you also have to spend time on the after effect of like, are you holding this against me? Are you moving differently because you don't trust how I handled that situation? Like,
Yep.
so
Yep.
it's kind of really more so of a time thing where you have enough time to really like analyze the data, experience, and walk
Yeah.
through together to see if that person has showed themselves approved.
I'll rock with you on that because I think even before I wanted to get married, it was like I need somebody that's not financially where like I didn't care about how much money you made. I just care about how you handle the money.
Yeah.
So my thing was, hey, can you pay this off? Can you do this? Can we follow the savings plan? And that was when I was like, oh yeah, I could. Anything else, I'll trust you. Like I trust you.
Yeah.
But I'll figure everything else after that. So
And you're alluding to a form actual partnership.
Correct.
So it's not all on you. You
Correct.
had your like high points of like this is where I really need to make sure
correct.
I'm leading the charge, but
Yes.
this is also there's areas where I can put my trust in you to lead.
Correct.
Yeah.
So kind of even connecting with you, Yaaz, in the sense of just like when you're talking about trust in regard to like a lot of times we just kind of do a la carte, where it's just like we're putting all our trust in one person, and also and minimizing the fact of like some of this is a partnership. Like there's some stuff that you're still going to lead on.
Yeah, because
something you gotta do.
Yeah, I definitely didn't even understand like partnership. Like your relationship is really a partnership. Like so, I never understood that until it was said to me like, "Yo, it's a partnership," and I'm like, "Huh," because for me, I didn't. I think hearing that word, it just
Dog, I think when
Maybe.
we confuse like when we talk about submission from the biblical standpoint, like it really is just partnership,
yeah.
but in just
for
that
sure.
in a weird old timey term. Because like in a partnership, you have to trust your partner.
Yep.
You have to trust any business entity
Yep.
that's coming together,
Yep,
right?
yep.
And then on top of that, we have to listen to what our needs are on both sides before
Right.
we do any negotiation, before we do any type of deal. We have to clearly communicate
Right.
what we need.
Right.
But communication doesn't work if you're not listening and you close it off.
Yeah.
And I think, a lot of women are just not open to kind of bending their plan, what their idea is,
Yep.
Yeah.
to let somebody else in.
I agree.
Do you believe that there is in a right relationship there's room for error in regard to trust? So I put my trust in you in about whatever category, you fumble it. Now, do I take that trust away from you and now I lead the charge?
What's love? Love is patient. Love is kind. Love is understanding.
Yeah,
So there has to be grace, right?
I believe
You
so.
can. We all fail, bro. That's what I'm. Yo. I swear, I'm using real examples for me.
Talk about it.
There's been so many times I've let my wife down, and like I've gotten too drunk. I have. She put on a nice date, and I probably threw up somewhere or did something crazy, and I'm like, I look at her. I'm like, well, you gave me half the bottle. There goes candid again, you know. But I look at her and be like, yo, just give me grace. It's not gonna happen again. You know what I'm saying? And thankfully, those times are more limited. But she could just write me off or whatever, but she didn't do that. And then there's some aspects on her end where I just have to remember all the time she's giving me grace, forgiving me, and I have to extend that to her. You know what I'm saying? Who else but your partner, bro? Like, that's what I'm trying to. I don't get it. Like when even the thing about like don't go to bed mad. I go to bed mad a lot. I don't care. I don't care. But then when I get time to think about it, I'm like, okay, that's like,
Why are you really
let's
mad?
just reset. Let's just try again today to do something. So, but I just don't know if everybody else it took me a while to learn that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know how everybody else is moving.
Well, are we looking at the fact of like when we're looking at what everybody else is doing, is it because they have?
No, I stopped looking at what everybody else is doing. I just don't know, because I'm trying to help everybody, right?
Yeah.
When Yaaz is coming with this topic, it's like, what can we do so no one else feels this way, or they can break down? And I'm like, yo, first let's address the problem. No one wants to be a wife, and men are not men enough to be husbands. I was not man enough to be a husband. If I had known what I know now, my man, I'd probably be like, whoo, nah, take that championship belt, player.
Right.
No, I'm being dead serious. It's a big responsibility to be a husband. Yeah. It's a big responsibility to lead the ship. You know how much stuff happens in the house and with money and all the type of crazy stuff that I gotta be responsible for. But I could take it. You know what I'm saying? I'm growing in it and I'm learning it. I don't think though, like a lot of guys, like them 2K playing, Hellcat driving dudes, like them SRT boys.
What color is the Hellcat, man? Because I feel like you got
it's all colors.
Specific in mind.
I feel like it's black on black.
Yeah,
black with the
definitely black.
It gotta be black on black.
Smoke's peeling off of the tires.
It's that brum, brum. That's what you hear. That's what you talk about.
I'm just saying, I don't think everybody understands how this role's supposed to go. And
so are we contributed to just not having the role models?
Of course.
It's a lot, bro.
Yeah. Because you don't know,
look,
like...
our marriages back in the day was all dysfunctional.
Right.
Parents are just now healing. Like, now they're not... Now my mom's not beating grandkids. Like, what? What's happening?
Right. Because it's like, well, that didn't... You know, they're all of that stuff that happened back then, they like, ooh, it didn't... They start to realize it didn't work. Mm-hmm. So now they got to kind of shift gears
you know how many times I got to tell old heads, like, yo, why you talk to her like that? Why you talk to your wife like that?
You correct old heads?
If I see something crazy.
You got an example?
Dog, these guys are cheater monsters, bro. You can't leave the house at 7 a.m. and come back at 10 p.m. at night. There's no shift in the world longer than that. Old head, come home, bro. She needs you, bro. Dance with your wife, bro.
Dance with your wife?
Yo, at my wedding, I'm pulling people up like, yo, come in. What y'all doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on, bro. What we doing, man? Be romantic. That's how I correct them.
I mean, and I think that for them, like, a lot of them are stuck in their ways.
Very fair.
So they don't, if it wasn't a requirement, now it's like, she good. She don't care.
Yeah, no,
she up there
bro.
dancing with me. She don't care.
Bro.
But it's like, little do they know, like, little things like that, they do care. Women might not say nothing because you don't want to be deemed as confrontational or whatever it is. But those little gestures, and even for a woman to do it for a man too, like, it's just reciprocity. So just because y'all didn't do it for the last 10 years doesn't mean that you can't start doing it now.
Yo, one good example of that is like women this day and age will not pursue a man. And I don't mean like even court them or date them, but like let's say you're in a relationship with a man. Y'all are the hardest gangsters, will not be affectionate with a man I've ever seen in my life. Like girls won't. I'm like, why don't you hold his hand? Why don't you kiss him on his neck? Like, what's going on? No PDA.
They be reserving the soft girl era.
For when they die.
But not, I don't.
When that
honestly,
cat dry?
I don't think it's that. I think that it's like, oh shoot, not the clustering. To each their own.
Cluster body.
I think that when women do that, it's probably because of experiences, so they've gotten hardened. I can speak for me. I don't do that because, or I wasn't doing that because it's like, well, what if he don't like that? Like I'm trying to read you and everything too. So of course you're overthinking it.
You're scared of rejection?
No.
Aww.
Well, I don't. It's not that I'm.
Meanwhile, we get dunked on all crazy.
But it's not
Get
that.
out my face, nigga.
It's not that I'm scared. It's not that I'm scared of rejection, but I've been rejected before, and I know how it felt, and it wasn't like a. I don't know how to put it, but I was really genuinely like, oh my God, like excited. Oh, I love you, this, that, and the other. And it was like, nah, don't do that. And I'm like, oh. So it just sent me into Like who?
So
Yeah.
if I may ask, in your experience relationship wise, like how many times of rejection have you experienced? Too many to count?
That one time.
No, it was definitely like a handful of times.
Oh my God.
Handful?
Yes,
That's
but the also the way I was rejected was if you say no, it's like okay, cool, but if I feel like you're being disrespectful or you're belittling me, and that's when it's like, all right, now you're doing a lot. So now it's not about the thing that you didn't want to do, it's the way that you did it. You don't have to talk to me like that. You didn't have to be like, ew, like I discussed you. That bothers. Like now I'm feeling like, okay, well, now that's the insecurity type of thing. Because I'm looking at it like, okay, now you're not attracted to me. You used to like that, but you don't like. So now I'm just in my head with it. That's what I'm talking about.
You know what bothers me about that statement?
Equality.
There you go.
Perfect word. And it's not even about like going and bagging a chick. When you're actually in a relationship and you want to get some yams from your girl, and you start rubbing up on her, and she's like, God, I'm so tired. Get off me.
Had a long day.
You don't feel like that's rejection? I'm not. I'm not blaming you.
No. You're absolutely right. That is rejection.
That's
too.
rejection. And
It
guess what,
is.
Marcus?
My feelings are hurt.
Free. Oh no. I go in the mirror and cry.
I gotta take her to the counselor.
Okay.
I don't feel attractive.
And that's
I play
valid.
Mary J. Blige in the
Don't be
rain.
an asshole. Because you being an asshole. He's being an asshole.
Nobody cares about my
But the thing of
No more
but-
pain.
wow.
No more pain.
I was gonna do Trey Songz.
No drama.
Yeah, man.
More drama
What you
in my life.
sing Trey Songz for me. What you was gonna say?
Eat your cake and eat it too.
Ain't that what
Ain't that what you're supposed to do?
That's a real song.
Yes.
Cake on the menu.
Cake on the menu. Cake,
Yo, you never heard that
It's
song?
called cake.
Yo, I'm sorry.
Trey,
Nah, that's on the hit,
You a
bro.
Trey
You got
Songz fan?
No, I'm not.
You a Trey Songz?
Don't put me in that
We're
category.
not trying to corner him. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
nah.
Off camera, I'll send you that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we gonna
That's
play it
on a
off
banger,
camera. We
bro.
gonna play it for you.
Team
But
Brisk Breezy out here, man.
yeah, I'm Team Brisk
We all
Breezy
Chris
too.
Breezy.
But I'm just saying. But I mean, yeah, if that's a rejection for you and that hurts your feelings, that's valid. That's
It's
fair.
not valid. You know what validity means? Somebody has to accept it. That's what valid means. Like,
Yeah, but if you-
y'all don't care.
Oh my goodness.
Y'all don't care because then when we stop touching you
It's
or when
par
we
for
stop
the
being
course.
around you, then guess what? It's like, oh, he don't touch me the same no more.
Who he
don't-
effing? What's going
Yeah,
on?
he cheating. Let me go through his phone because he ain't.
Go far
Now
left.
you're in your head because you rejected me so much that I'm like, let me just sit over here. When she decides me, throw me a bone, I'll go and eat.
I mean, touche. And I mean, for me, that the experience was reversed.
And I
So,
guarantee, you know what I
that's
guarantee?
why.
You know what I guarantee?
What?
Something happened and you did something that caused that reaction. Because men are pervs. We are monsters.
Big
We gonna go at you at all type
No,
of
what it
directions.
was his appetite already got fulfilled elsewhere. So you don't have room for me. Let's call a spade a spade. Like,
So wife material, right?
y'all annoying. Why are you making it awkward?
I can't even defend that.
You can. You cannot.
Appetite, guys. What? He ate dinner already?
You cannot. So that's what I'm saying. Like that's just what it was. And I mean, I realized that. And again, that's another bruise to my ego because it's like it only solidifies how I'm feeling. You won't touch you don't have a problem any other time, but you got a problem now. So it's either you were fucking somebody else or touching somebody else, or you're mad at somebody else and you're projecting that on me, so you don't want me to touch.
Nah, I'm back.
No, listen.
We can't rock that.
No, listen. Yes, you can. And I'm only saying this from my own experience.
Yeah.
So sometimes people, men or women, like if you are doing your partner wrong and say you messing with somebody else, right? And you in a relationship and you messing with somebody else and shit starts going awry with the person over there, right? You bring it home to your partner and you treat them away. unbeknownst to you, whether you think you're doing it or not, like people pick up on that. So for an overthinker like me, and because experience is experience, I'm only going to say, okay, this is like, what is this? Is it me?
I completely understand where you're coming from because this is your experience.
Right.
I get it.
No, I'm not saying everybody. That's not for everybody.
I can't speak against
guys.
But if people operate with the Debtfreedeem formula of making sure your man is drained completely,
Krabby Patty,
there would be no room.
I wish you understood. That sounds great.
I have the equipment. I think I understand.
But what I'm saying is, if you have somebody that makes sure they did that, but somebody still has a sexual appetite outside of you, I can't be everywhere 24/7.
And that's my thing. We have to learn to let these relationships go.
Yeah, well.
You see what I'm saying? If we're not at the point with, like, for instance, if I'm in a long distance relationship,
right,
which I was, I made sure my promise was I'll be with you whenever I can, every damn near weekend.
Right.
People are witness to that. I made sure, and my presence is there, so there's no room for people to get in. And you work crazy, so the opportunities that you don't work, I'm there.
Yeah.
So if somebody doesn't want to show up for you in that capacity, why are we continuing this relationship?
Well, I mean, of course, granted, hindsight is always 20/20. I was also 18, 19, 20 years, you know what I'm saying? Like when all of this stuff was going on. So I didn't understand that.
Yeah. But I think it's important to not only say what you said about like, if you're not around in these things, but it's also important for me to say like, because it's man and women thing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
If you need me to be around for you, I'm going to be around for you.
Right.
But then you need to make me feel like I'm in a loving environment where I want to stay, want to be around you. Get drained, and then I can go back home and rock out for the week. The 18-year-old girls got to know that. The 18 to 25 to 30-year-old girls got to know that.
But in the situation for me, I'm like, I did that. I prided myself on making sure that I was doing everything that I needed to do to make sure that my man at that time did not need to go elsewhere. You're
going to contradict yourself. I want you to be careful. Because at that age, you didn't know.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is to the best of my ability.
To the best of your knowledge.
Within whatever I could, I made sure whenever I saw you or whatever that you were fulfilled. And when I was not around you, I still tried to make sure that what you needed, I could give you and however it worked.
Go ahead.
So I want to ask, so during those times, right? Like, would you feel as though you were happy?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like
not all the time. Like, yeah, but for the majority of it, I was happy.
Outside the outcome, but just making your man happy. You feel as though you're in bliss.
that made me good to make sure that I'm doing what I need to do to make sure my man. I felt good about that.
Awesome.
Natural.
So now we're talking future tense, right? Now you're going through these experiences. They might not have worked out the way you would hope they would. You meet the next man. Now, does he lose out on that experience?
Yeah. I can honestly say he did.
And that's crazy.
And I think that's where we're having this kind of discourse.
Right.
Is that there is no like end all be all in regard to like potentially being wife or anything like that. Is most men as they mature, right, or as they meet you, right, now they're also in a sense kind of paying for.
Yeah.
It's never gonna be a clean slate.
And I'm like, and that's what when I sat down and I thought about that, I'm like, no, I don't like that. I gotta change that. Like I don't want to make, and I'm not consciously doing it. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like when I realized I did it, I was like, ooh, I did that. Like I'm sitting here talking about what I don't want to do, and I'm doing exactly what I said I didn't want to do. And what I'm telling people not to do, I'm doing it. But it's like, again, it wasn't purposely. It was just when I realized it and doing that self-work, when you start to reflect on things, and it's like, oh, okay. Now I'm trying to unlearn that and be different. That's the hard part, to just like let it go and not let it affect what's going on. Like, because if I feel like something triggers me, I have to learn how to handle that trigger and not go and revert back to, oh my God, you're gonna do what he did.
So you're trying to unlearn the trigger, not the activities or things that made you happy. So let's pick one random thing, right? Like let's say, was cooking the thing that made you happy? Like cooking for your man?
Yes.
All right. And so I'm assuming there might have been a time where you might have cooked for your man and it didn't work out well.
Yeah. Or he didn't eat or whatever. Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
So then the next man you run into, you're saying that currently you would be more reserved of providing that experience, even though that was a happy experience for you to provide for your man.
Right.
Because you're worried about a trigger.
Right. So, yes.
Just as clarification.
Yes, in a sense. Or like what I would do is I'm going to cook because that's me.
Because you enjoy it.
Because I enjoy it.
And you I happen to be a little extra for you.
Right. So I'm going to make sure, like, if I know, okay, my guy is coming over or whatever, your plate is there, my daughter's plate is there, my plate is there. I'm going to always do that. Now, if it's a time where I feel like you don't eat it, will I feel like, okay, whatever? Probably. But like, I still try to, because that's a norm to me. I still do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but will I be hesitant? Yes. Of course there's a hesitancy. Of course there's like, oh, what if he don't?
So she's still gonna do it.
Yeah. Me. I'm still gonna do it.
But she ain't going full throttle. She ain't feeling.
But now I have to, but if you think about it, now I have to move with discretion. I have to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to still do it, but I have to be like, I got to weed it out. What if you're not deserving of it? You know what I'm saying? Like, or whatever. Like, I can't.
That's what I'm saying. I think when we start using this type of language, we're going to start blocking, like, our blessings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I realize that,
you know what
too.
I'm saying? 'Cause, like,
so now I'm just like, it's so confusing because I'm just like, okay, how do I just, start completely over?
Just be you.
Right.
Well,
just be you. Be 100%. Show up as you and go date a person that likes you for you. Is it?
Nah, and I'm gonna let you cook. It's more so like when if by reserving your best self, what generally makes you happy by making other people happy, right? Like, it's also cheating yourself out of your own happiness.
Bingo.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just like what happens is nobody scrapes their knee and hopefully you don't scrape your knee and repeat the same action. You want to move a little differently,
right?
A little more cautiously.
A little more cautiously, but it doesn't mean that you don't still get back on the bike and ride it again, right?
Yeah.
Like, so I think a lot of and we gotta be honest, we gotta be clear on kind of like these subsets of individuals we're talking about. This is more so for over 30 group. Right, not the younger group. They're still earning their stripes.
Yeah.
But we're talking to the older group where they have now had some experiences.
Right.
And where they felt most happiest, giving, being in those spaces, ran into the wrong dude that wasn't able to appreciate that properly. And now, when you're still on the dating scene or available to be on the dating scene, you are reserving that where that could be the catalyst that now makes you a wife.
Right. I get it.
So it's kind of like self, what you call it?
Realization.
Sure, not self-destructive. I don't want to say self-destructive, but it's counteractive.
Yeah.
To the ultimate product, right? Like, where it doesn't mean that you're not a wife, right? Like that you don't have the potential to be a wife. It's more so the fact of like when you're not able to feel as though you're giving out your best self freely. And even if if the next person you meet, if you were to give yourself freely and they don't appreciate it, you now have the experiences and the trial and error to be able to nip it in the bud early. And move on. So the issue is not so much about running into the wrong guy, is more so the fact of like when you recognize it and how you handle it so that you can move on to the next person that can appreciate it.
Absolutely. I agree.
So now, trust, we're talking about the partnership, but we're dancing around this thing. Like, I want to know, what do you think a wife is?
What I think a wife is someone that is going to add to that man.
Okay.
Like, matter of fact, my stepfather, shout out to him, he explained this perfectly. A wife is somebody that if I left him, he can't survive without me. And I mean that.
Good way to put it. Yep.
Like, I'm bringing something to him so that he cannot, if I don't do it, he can't get it. He's not able to function. That's what a wife is. Now, what that entails is going to be different for the person. But
this guy's cooking. I need to invite him to the pod.
But my stepfather mad wise. Shout out to him. I love him.
Bro.
Yeah, I love him.
Right.
Perfect answer.
So yeah, he was like, listen, like, if I, like, he's like, with me and your mom. If your mom does something for me, if she don't do that and I don't have her, I can't function. That's what your partner is supposed to be able to provide for you. However that looks is going to be based on you and that person. But that's what I feel like, that's what a wife is. And that's what I strive to get to. I want my partner to be able to be like, yo, it don't matter who else gives it, it's not her. It ain't working. Mm-hmm. I don't work if she's not part of this puzzle.
Is that based on years of relationship, or is that something that, like,
this is what I was gonna say.
I said I do.
I think we have to clean it up.
Yeah.
Once again, you can if you can get married to somebody,
right,
and you're not that tool
right.
that person needs, or you're not functioning in that capacity. But in time it grows. And I go back to the lawyer story. Mm-hmm. It took time for them to realize, oh, if I just like give in to the partnership, we're gonna be a monster, right?
I don't gotta call dad no more.
Yeah. So I feel like you have to. There's I forgot what that theory is, like forming, storming, norming, and performing. You know that business term where like you become a team and then you go through these different stages to become like optimal. I think that's what marriage is. Like when you go and you're married, you know, some people live together. So it's like, I already know how this person is. I know how they tick and everything like that. Now we got to figure out how we can add to each other's lives, because you're messy. I'm clean. I'll lift stuff, or I'll do the laundry. I'll wash the dishes. I'll blah, blah. Now that's just household stuff. Yeah. Now, how do I edify your soul and spirit? Yeah. Who prays? Who does whatever? Who's good with the kids? And who knows when, like, I need time to blah, blah. Yeah. Or, like, when I'm stressed out, can you peep my anxiety and build room for me to heal and all that stuff? Now, that's when you start, like, becoming, like, I cannot function without this person. Right. And it takes time, but it also takes that patience of, like, really learning. Right. And fam, what pisses me off, I don't think chicks won't learn a guy. And I don't think guys take the time to really build a woman and understand what her needs and her tics are, right?
Or to even learn their woman.
Bro, it ain't like that. And I tell you, I'm the person, I did not give a damn. I'm here for the cheeks. You know what I'm saying? But then eventually it's like, yo, like, you shouldn't talk like that. Like, let's go for a walk. Because when's the last time you... And then I started really caring about people. And that's why I said you got to have that, like, I guess, compassion or care for that person. Because, like, if I'm diddling you every time, like, come on, man. We can't be, like, you can't be.
Wait, you said like diddling you?
Yeah, if I'm in that, if I'm digging out these guts, Donkey Kong you, how you want me to say it?
I think you should just leave it at diddling.
Okay.
I think it just...
Slim Donkey.
Reserved for perverts.
NBA hang time in there.
Diddling is just reserved for perverts. Well, we're going to scratch that out. We're going to edit that out of there.
Like, diddling you? What?
If I'm with that person, bro, I should care. I should care about your health. I should care about your well-being, spirit. I should care about, like, yo, like, why you talking to your dad like that on the phone? Like, no, let's do something while we together. And it's even those experiences will lead to a proposal, but it, you know, when you jump the broom, or you get the nuptials and everything like that. Right. It's still more work after that.
Yeah, it doesn't stop. It continues. It continues to go.
Yo, he just gave it up, bro.
I was like, okay, well,
run that statement back again, man, because that was real good.
Like, well, he said that in order to be a wife or a partner, to be a good partner, you have to be providing something that person cannot, if you don't give it to them, they cannot survive without it. You have to be having some type of substance in their life that if they don't have said thing, said person doing said thing, they cannot function.
You ever heard them stories about like a old woman, so like she passes away and like 7 days later the husband dies?
Yeah.
You ever hear them stuff?
Yeah.
My grandfather's still alive.
Y'all don't know how to take that. Yo,
I don't know where he's going with
my
this,
man
guys.
is crazy. Yo, it just made me think like, yo, Lefty is a gangster. Lefty is out here.
Oh my God.
My family gonna be like, yo, this guy is crazy. Yo, Lefty is gangster. No, but I know, like he always says, like, I made a joke, but he's always like, I can't see myself with anybody else. I don't want no young chick, blah, blah. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm trying to ride it out. Like, even when we're, like, he got diagnosed with he got a back diagnosis right now, and he's like, yeah, I'm ready to go see your grandma. I'm good. Like, so it's dope, but I'm like, he's still
Yeah, he's still him.
his work ain't done here, brother. You know what I mean? Everybody's assignment is different. His work ain't done.
I need time. I'm still be here.
Yo, I need time. I'm gonna still be here. My God.
So, action steps. What we gonna do, man? What are we gonna do?
I am now going to consciously change. Like I have to. There's things that I have to change. Like, and there's conversations. Like even just having conversations with y'all, like guys, you know what I'm saying? Like guys, just to kind of see. Like I literally had to go talk to my stepfather because I'm just like, what am I? You know what I'm saying? Like,
what talk to their dad though?
What am I doing
You know what I'm
wrong?
saying?
Huh?
Like what you just did?
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of women would do that.
No, but I needed to because I'm just like, I don't have brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like real brothers. Like I don't have I don't have uncles, and my stepfather is the closest.
He's a primary example. He's married.
Yes,
he's holding it down. That was a good place to go.
And he's my father. He's been taking care of me. He helped my mom take care of me since I was in high school. You know what I'm saying? So what good person? Like he knows me. He's known me since 2004, whatever.
Shout out to the homie.
So what better place to go? Because he's also going to give me a different perspective. He's also going to tell me the truth. Like, he always says, like, listen, this is coming from the heart. It might come off harsh. He was like, but
you don't listen.
You're that. And he's like, you're just not. And he's like, you're not like, you don't know how to be a wife. You don't know how to be. And I said, well, I don't even know how to be a girlfriend if I'm being honest. Let's start there. Like, I don't even know how to do that. And I'm like, and I had to tell him, I'm like, I know for a fact that I messed up in my relationships. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. I hold myself accountable for my part in it. But at the same time, I'm like, when I sit and I dig deeper, it was beyond me. Like, it was just stuff that it was just like a learned behavior. And I was thinking that, oh, okay. He was like, no, I need you to give yourself credit because you're doing the work. He's like, a lot of women don't do what you're doing. He's like, you're acknowledging the problem. The first step is acknowledging that you have a problem.
Accountability?
He was like, so don't discount yourself for that. He was like, give yourself grace for that.
So I usually, we like to joke on the podcast, but was this conversation helpful?
Yes. And it stemmed from a previous conversation that I had. So, you know what I'm saying, with somebody that experienced me. And I had to listen to them be like, and I had to take in what they said. And I'm just like, damn, that hurt my feelings, but okay.
It's real.
You know what I'm saying? Like, okay.
Yeah. Like, I think that's the hard part for a lot of people as well. Like, within your own mind, you did everything that you feel as though you were supposed to do. Yeah. And for that significant other to be like, hey, like,
it wasn't enough.
This wasn't enough.
Yeah.
You dropped the ball here.
Yeah.
For me, particularly in this particular area, this is where I really needed you.
Yep.
And as much effort as you put in, like there's a point of like humility that comes to that growth where it's just like, hey, like I can now accept that for you, I did not reach that mark for you. Even though I might have felt as though I put in all the effort that I needed to.
Yep.
And that's a hard pill that most people aren't.
I had to swallow that. Yeah, I had to swallow that.
Because they're like, yo, well, you complain about this, but I did da 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 da. And they're just like, yo, like, but now you're just trying to invalidate.
And that's what I did too. And I had to sit and think and like had to sit and let them talk.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
And even though I might not agree with you, because like you said, for me, I'm thinking that I'm showing up in my lens, I'm showing up the way that I know how to show up, or that I'm thinking this is support. And you're like, but no, that wasn't enough. And before I could say, but you didn't, I said, don't do that. It's not your moment. Let them have it. Whether it hurts your feelings, whether whatever. Like, yeah, I had to swallow that pill. And it's like, yeah, Yaaz, you ain't. Okay. You think you're supportive, but you're not really. Are you?
So moving forward, what does that look like?
I don't know.
I have some steps. Put yourself out there. Find people that are like-minded, like you. And I think you really need to have a mark of what you want. And it's with characteristics rather than appearance.
Yeah, of course.
Now that it's like more laser focused in, you can now open up and have trust with those type of people.
Yeah.
Because like I think it's good to have all these conversations, but unless you like really find somebody that is comfortable enough to make you feel vulnerable, it's all a waste of time.
Yeah, because my stepfather said that too. He's just like, like you said, men don't really have, sometimes they don't have the patience to deal with somebody.
No.
Like for me, I know that it comes with a lot because I'm trying to unpack a lot.
Yeah.
But I also know that the real me, like.
But you don't have to be a lot though. Don't confuse it.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, but what I'm saying is like
careful.
it's a lot for anybody else like that's not ready that don't have the patience to work with somebody through this. Everybody ain't going to do that.
I get what you're saying.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
I feel like that's like the male version of like, oh, we went through some stuff. Like, I feel like for men when they are in the dating scene, you're constantly running across women that have their baggage.
Okay.
And if you get a couple in a row that are like, yo, you doing a lot. I try to stick through it. I couldn't get over your barrier or your wall. Then you also have like a trigger or a red flag where you don't have
that's
that
why I say
patience.
First things first. The barrier has to stop. Come in with your
be
the
free.
smile and the perspective of like this is gonna go well, and it's like a job interview. Look how many times you go on a job interview and you're like, didn't get that one, didn't get that one, didn't get that one. You still got to show up and smile at the next one,
right?
And be a nice person. So guess what? Dating's the same thing. Now, I think you should be quicker on the trigger to be like, this is not me. I'm out. Thank you for the great opportunity. Got to get to something else. But this whole baggage thing, like, yo, check that joint, man. We don't.
Because I mean,
do?
Let's be clear. Everybody has
something.
Everybody got something.
I was about to say, you got 2 hands, 2 feet. You're not deaf and you can see. We're good. Let's go. Let's have fun. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Able-bodied?
Let's go.
You're good to go.
You got 2 hands, 2 feet.
Yeah.
You're not deaf.
This is not
and you can see.
And I can see.
Because they have great conversations. They tell great jokes.
We worry about that afterwards. Just remember in church, just anybody woke up this morning?
Hey, yo.
Did you wake up this morning? Hallelujah, glory to God. You got 2 hands, you got breath, you can breathe. Let's go to work.
Let's
testify.
Yo.
It's been a Shot of Discourse.